January 20th, 2014, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good morning. Glad to have you with us.
Oh boy, we start another week. Yesterday, of course, Dr. Martin Luther King Day observance, and today we move on into the second day of the week,
That's
Tuesday.
exactly right.
We're happy to be where we are, and I hope you're happy to be where you are, right?
Exactly, exactly. I am very happy.
I am ecstatic.
Well, let me tell them who's on today's show.
Who's on today's show, Wayne?
We have Kate Daniels here with the Chamber of Commerce. And Wayne, she has a tremendous amount of opportunities and information that are happening in our community, but through the Chamber.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of exciting things happening. And then we have Sergeant Paige Learnard here, and she is here representing, of course, Crime Stoppers Wayne County. And she is asking for your help on a particular case. So stay tuned, and you will get two great interviews today.
The thing about Crime Stoppers is it is such a wonderful organization, and they do such amazing work that it's such a benefit to our community.
Oh, absolutely.
They help in solving crimes and getting the perpetrators off the street. But in addition to all that, the gravy of that is that our citizens can actually receive rewards for helping solve these crimes.
That's exactly right. And Sergeant Learnard will explain a lot today about the makeup of Crime Stoppers, how it has been around for a very long time, how they have their own board, and she'll get into lots of details about how that has taken place through the years.
Yeah, oh, that's great. That's a great organization. She's doing a great job.
Yes, she is.
All right, today is the 20th, right?
Yes, the 20th.
Today at the Senior Center, of course, at 9:30 they start their arthritis classes this morning, and then they have their billiards open at 10 a.m., a trivia contest at 10:15. Then we're going to crochet.
Oh, wow, some croquet, huh?
And knit. Yeah, we're going to crochet and knit. Anyway, crochet and knitting at 1 p.m. this afternoon, cards at 1 o'clock, pinochle at 1 o'clock as well. Line dancing with Stacia Fields.
All right.
At 6 p.m. Go, Stacia, go.
That's right. She is a great person to have involved in running our senior programs because she does a fantastic job and has a great relationship with our seniors in our community.
Stacia is great.
She is.
Bottom line.
Well, this Thursday, the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce is holding their annual meeting.
Yeah.
And Kate's going to tell you a little bit about it today in the interviews.
Okay.
But mark your calendars, January 22nd, this Thursday at Walnut Creek Country Club, 5:30. We'd love to have you there. Get registered if you're interested in hearing about what all happened in 2014 and what the new ideas are for 2015 through the Chamber of Commerce.
That's exciting.
That's this Thursday.
That's exciting. Okay. The year was 1892, it was, when the first organized basketball game was played by students at the Springfield, Massachusetts YMCA Training School. And that's the first organized basketball game. I think that's when they say Naismith was involved with it. And you know, there's some controversy about everything in the world about everything.
Of course, yes, there is.
And the controversy about that is that Naismith didn't really invent basketball. He just took it and organized it and maybe made it work a little bit, but that it had been going on elsewhere. You know,
who knows?
Well, who knows? It was 1892.
Exactly.
For crying out loud.
Just a day or two ago.
100 and blah blah years ago. Yeah. Roller coaster patented by a fellow by the name of Lamarcus Thompson, and guess where that happened?
Where?
Coney Island.
Did it?
Yeah, Coney Island, the very first roller coaster patented.
Right.
Not the first one, but the first one that was patented. Lamarcus Thompson, and I guess he's still receiving residuals from that. His coaster was 450 feet long, and at the highest point was 30 feet off the ground.
30 feet is all?
A whole 30 feet.
Wow.
That's like 3 stories up instead of the 2,000 stories they go down.
Yeah, they're a little different now.
Yeah,
they're kind of crazy.
That's right. Anyway, FDR, 1937 was the year. Oh, the roller coaster was 1885.
Wow.
FDR, 1937, became the first president to be inaugurated on this day, January 20th. January 20th.
Nice.
Prior to that, they did it some other time. I think it was March. But they moved it up to January 20th. The 20th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution set the date officially for the swearing in of the President and the Vice President. The amendment was ratified by Congress in 1933. And Mr. Presley.
Yes, Mr. Elvis Presley.
Hunka Hunka, yeah. Got a little U.S. mail on this day.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was one of his songs, too, but it was a different U.S. mail reference. 1958, when Elvis received greetings from Uncle Sam. Tin Hut. The draft board in Memphis, Tennessee, thank you very much, ordered the king to report for duty. But it allowed a 60-day deferment for him to finish the film, King Creole. Yeah, and that was a great movie.
I've never seen that one.
Really? Oh, that's a great movie.
King Creole.
King Creole, yeah. It takes place in New Orleans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great place to be.
Yeah, isn't it though?
It is.
Isn't it though?
Well, stay with us and we'll head on to our interviews. Joining me in the studio today is Kate Daniels, President of Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, here to give us some details on exciting things happening here in our community. Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here at WGTV again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Kate, I'm looking in front of us, and the people at home can't see this, and we have page after page of information of things that are coming up through the chamber.
Sure.
So where would you like to start?
Well, I guess we'll start at the beginning. You know, first off, Happy New Year. You know, we've kicked off 2015, and one of the first things we do in 2015, which is right around the corner, is on the 22nd, is our annual banquet. And that is a very, very special, important evening for the Chamber and for our community, because it's an opportunity to reflect on the year before. So we can talk about 2015 and where our successes were and where we're going to go in 2015 and where we're hoping to take our members and our community in the coming year.
Are there big changes in the next year?
There
just new creative ideas?
There are new creative ideas. There'll be an announcement made at the annual banquet that we feel is going to be very beneficial for our membership and our community at large. So I'm very excited. I'm not good at keeping secrets. I don't like to know secrets, but this is a good one to have in our back pockets right now. So we will announce that at the annual banquet for those who are in attendance. We typically have about 200 business members joining us at Walnut Creek for the celebration, and immediately on the heels of that the next day, the rest of our membership will hear about the exciting announcement.
My goodness. Can't wait to hear.
Yes, yes.
Now, who attends the annual banquet?
Our entire membership is invited. Okay. So we have 576 businesses who are members, which equates to thousands of people in our community.
Right.
And one of the things I want to work on really hard in 2015 is making sure that each individual business that is a member of the chamber, that they know that any of their employees are able to come to any of the events. We do 114.
So explain what you mean by that.
So how that works is we do 114 programs and events.
Good gracious.
And typically who's coming to these events are business owners or the managers or the marketing people for networking reasons, and you know, to help grow their business and get the word out of what they do. But what businesses we're trying to make sure they understand when they join, and then go back to people who have been members for a long time, is any of your staff can. So say you've got a customer service front staff, and they are between 21 years old and 40 years old. They might be great to be engaged in our Young Professionals program.
Absolutely.
Say you've got somebody who is, you want to groom for management, get them involved in Leadership Wayne County. We're growing leaders in our community. Business after hours, that's for anybody. We've got, just last week we had an awesome night with the University of Mount Olive, and the Mount Olive Chamber and the Wayne County Chamber joined forces for a great family night.
Excellent.
So any chamber member and their families could go and for free go see a University of Mount Olive, the Trojans play, and do an event like that. So there's lots of opportunities for people to be involved, but unfortunately what I have found this past year is I'll run into somebody, say an owner or a manager, and said, I'm sorry I missed that. And I say, why didn't you send somebody else from your office so that your business could be present?
Be represented,
and this is what I've seen a lot of.
I didn't know
we could do that.
I
so this is I appreciate the opportunity to share this information with the community on TV about that. So that's very important.
Well, that's just one more quiet secret
that
maybe we didn't quite understand as business owners and
Right.
CEOs and managers, and just didn't quite understand that it trickles down, and any of your staff can
Any
come.
of your staff can come. Now, some businesses, you know, you may want to hand pick, you know, who you want to go, spread the love, whatever. But and this is how it happens. This is exactly how it happens. People move.
Yes.
People change job positions within a company. People leave jobs. So we are trying very hard through Charity Johnson, who's our membership coordinator, and our group of ambassadors. We're trying really hard to touch all of our members the best way we can. So we do it through letters, we do it through emails and email blasts and Facebook, and we do it through face-to-face. And in 2015, we are going to do a much better job at face-to-face. I've got, I think, a better attack plan moving into 2015 than I did in 2014. of how to see our membership. That face-to-face, what are your needs in the business community, what are you facing? And when you have those meetings, a lot of times they leave and go, I didn't realize that I could do this with my chamber membership. I didn't realize I could do that. So,
and you always have so many new opportunities for people.
Right.
I guess it is good for a business to have an ambassador or someone to come by and sit down with them and explain, once again, because we have a tendency to get in our little ruts of the opportunities that we use year after year, and it's good to have a refresher course.
Right. That's
to
right.
sort of find out some of the other opportunities. That's great, Kate. Sounds like you all are really doing a good job. You're really looking at new avenues and ways to really be as beneficial as you can for each and every member.
That's right. Because
sort
every member's, and every member's, you know, different. Every business is different. And, you know, we have the largest employer in Wayne County down to a person working out of their home business. So, you know, a lot of people say, well, you can't be everything to everyone. Well, we would like to accept that challenge and say we want to, and we want to further communicate the needs of Wayne County, because I think our community has done a very good job of collaborative efforts.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if we're worrying about what we're doing and somebody else over here doing that, we're really pulling our efforts apart. But I just, if you sit back and look at what's happening in our community, jump on board with it. If you see something that's not working as well as maybe you think it could go, communicate it. I mean, I need feedback every day. We want to hear the good stuff, but we need to hear the things that aren't.
Things we need to work on, maybe.
Yes, we want to hear them. So, and we need to hear it, because we want to be a model chamber. And I feel very confident saying that this community right here is a model community in North Carolina. It truly is. When you go and hear speakers across the state and they're looking at different initiatives, what you're hearing is Wayne County's doing a lot of things right. The city of Goldsboro, I mean, we are, and that is something we need to strive to continue to do. We want to be a model community.
Well, it sounds like you guys are going in a very fast-paced, exciting direction.
It is. It
2015 is going to be a big year.
2015 is, and we're real excited to partner with the City of Goldsboro, our presenting sponsor for the upcoming Transportation Hot Topic, as well as platinum sponsor, the County of Wayne. And this year on Wednesday, February 11th, we will welcome Secretary of Transportation Tony Tata, who will join us.
He's a great speaker.
He's a wonderful speaker. And you know, typically, if you're booking a speaker for anything, you switch it up. I mean, that's the best way it keeps it fresh. Tony Tata came last year. Who better to come again than the man of transportation, Tony Tata? So he is one example of if we can get him, we want him. There's a lot of transportation needs and changes in North Carolina, and it's real important for our business community and community to understand
be ready for them.
And be ready for them. And be at the table for them. You know, the funding formula changed, and Tony Tata spoke about that last year. Well, you think a lot changes in a year, so we're going to get that update as well, and so it's going to be a great luncheon.
So that's Wednesday, February 11th.
Yes, ma'am.
At Lane Tree. And how do folks go about signing up if they'd like to participate?
Call the chamber, or you can go online. You can register online, or you can give us a call or email us, and we'll get you taken care of.
So it's called Transportation Hot Topics, and it's a luncheon.
Yes, sure is. It's going to be great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so what else is happening?
Oh, one of the other things that's been underway the past couple of months is the chamber's working with a fantastic group to get a speakers bureau.
Okay, tell me what that is exactly.
So Susie Acree has kind of taken the helm at this, and what we are doing is we are getting a large pool of individuals who are experts in their field, who are willing to be part of the Speakers Bureau for teachers that need someone to come in to speak about. I'd like a mechanic to come in. I'd like a dentist to come in. I'd like you name it across the board. We want a great stretch to have somebody go in and speak to a class for 15, 20 minutes.
So this is all about educating children?
It is all about education opportunities, and really preparing them for it, because what research has shown is that 7th, 8th grade is that pivotal time when a student can lose interest. And so we want to get the business community in the classroom and provide these opportunities. And I heard the governor speak a few weeks ago in Raleigh at a North Carolina Chamber event, and one of the things he said is that we've got to get the students of today in the industries that aren't as mainstream appeal as some of these bigger professions are. we need all kinds in the workforce.
Right.
Wayne County has led the way in
Yes.
workforce development.
Yes.
We're continuing to lead the way in the state. That's another example of what Wayne County is doing really, really well. And this is something that we really feel strongly about, that we need to introduce our students at this age, so to maybe spark an interest of them, keep them focused in school, give them something to strive for. A lot of times if you talk to students, they're interested in what they've seen somebody else close to them have done,
Right, of
either their
course.
parents or somebody else's parent.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to work with the then Mount Olive College, but now the University of Mount Olive, when I first graduated from ECU recruiting students. And I would talk to so many students and I'd say, you know, what kind of career path do you think you want to go in? And so often I heard, I'm going to be a doctor, or I'm going to be an attorney. So to the future doctor, I'd say, now, how do you feel about math and science? Oh, I hate math and science. Okay, well, let's look back and let's look at, here are the courses you're going to have to take. And it was like the aha moment.
Right.
Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to do that.
Right.
So then it's, you know, helping these students, the earlier the better, you know, kind of dive in and go, where are your strengths? What makes you tick? You know?
And that's one of the reasons the work keys and all of those other opportunities and tools that we have at Wayne Community College really can help target children to go down a certain field in a certain direction, because based on what their interests are and what they're already good at.
That's right. That's right. Because a lot's changing in this world. You think about how different it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago in the classroom. So I think Wayne County's done a very good job of staying on the cutting edge of a lot of things. Right. But we as a society can't get so used to our those wonderful smartphones that we all have, where everything, we're able to do more now than we ever could. And so we need to turn these kids on to great skills that unfortunately are going to the wayside. I mean, how many seamstress do you know now? Young seamstress that are finding a love. So, and there's opportunities right here in Wayne County for you to, if you think you're interested in it, to go and learn how to do it. Right. So there's, you know, and mechanics, we're always going to need them. And these smartphones that are so amazing. I mean, the future app innovators are sitting in second period right now.
Exactly.
So, you know, we've got to make sure we're pushing these students along and introducing them. So right now we are recruiting individuals in the community. It doesn't matter what your background is in terms of your work experience. We all have strengths. You know, I've talked to several people and they're like, well, I don't really know what I'm good at. You know, and it's a humbling thing when somebody says that. Help, you know, we need some help fine-tuning some people that will come in and talk about their background and experience and what kind of education they needed, what kind of personality traits, what some of the great things are, the hard things are about a job. So it's just sharing your story, and it's a mentoring thing that you may only be committing 15, 20 minutes one time a year, or you may want to come as often as possible and do it 5 times a year.
So if someone in the community is listening right now and they're interested in possibly, if they're a retired teacher, retired principal, retired whatever is on the list,
contact the Chamber.
Contact the Chamber of Commerce and ask about the Speakers Bureau.
That's right. That's right. And we've got information online as well. You can fill out an application. Working with the school system, there is a background check,
of course,
just to make sure that, you know, we're bringing in some great individuals into our schools to give the opportunity to students.
And I believe the website has popped up several times.
Yes.
WayneCountyChamber.com.
That's right.
Telephone number has also been shown. If you have any questions, call the Chamber of Commerce. Kate and your staff can help them and lead them in the right direction.
That's right.
Thank you once again
Thank
for being here this week and keeping us updated.
Thank you.
And that's what's happening at Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. Joining me today is Sergeant Paige LEARNARD. She is here with Crime Stoppers of Wayne County and Goldsboro to tell us solve the late. Hi, Paige.
Thank you as always.
Busy?
We are very busy, unfortunately.
But how can the community help crimes?
About a Sheriff's Department and working together. On January 15 in the morning, the Pikeville Pizza Inn had a break-in, and they do know that it was a white male wearing a dark-colored hoodie. But he did go in and he stole the safe with the certain amount of currency on the inside of it, and obviously was able to leave the scene without. But they looking for the public's help. It's somebody in the area. You know, we're talking about January 5th. We're talking about the Pizza Inn in Pikeville. You know, it's a smaller community, so maybe some eyes were on them.
Okay.
Yeah, so if somebody saw some activity, you know, it's rather difficult to get a safe out and move it around.
Exactly.
You know, heard anybody talking about it, obviously we want to know about it. So together the two departments are working Crime Stoppers to kind of run it as crime out there knows something about it.
Right. Date and the time.
It was about 3
Pizza Inn. Very
Right.
good. If you know anything, call the number that's on the screen. You can see how to get in touch with Sergeant Lerner that you would be talking with.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little more about how Crime Stoppers works? How do people call it a bit?
Yeah.
How does Crime Stoppers, the organization, run?
Well, it's over 30 years. It is really not a thing program. It is run by a board of members that are from the community, and it's various members. Board that are employees of several business owners in different parts. They basically, what happens is they are the monitors of the program.
Okay.
I kind of and for the citizens of Wayne County. Each month we meet and I explain to them the callers that have come in. You know, I don't provide them the caller's information. I just say basically we received a call that merited an arrest, and if it was a felony arrest, obviously that would make them eligible for a reward.
Right.
So what I do is basically review those cases with them and tell them this is the case that came before me. This is the reward that I paid them. They're kind of the keepers of the money when it comes to that. That's right. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And I always have to try to emphasize, so many people, you know who I am, but they tend to think that the cases are just for Goldsboro Police Department. So I really try to stress out there that it's for Mount Olive, Fremont, Pikeville,
Our entire county.
the entire county. So anything that we can help them with, we try to get out there and get the word.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This is a prime example. This
Right.
particular incident happened
Yep.
in Pikeville at the Pizza Inn. So
Exactly.
you're always here talking about different places, different things that that have happened, and asking the community for help.
That's right.
This is Crime Stoppers for our community. Crime Stoppers is a community-based program.
Right, that's right. It's a nonprofit, like so many other organizations that you see. The money is not from drug seizure money. The money is not from the city of Goldsboro's budget. All the money that is paid as far as out to these cash rewards are from citizens and from private donations and from businesses throughout the county. That money is collected and maintained by the board. And so a lot of people are misunderstanding that fact too.
Right.
They think it's a city-funded program, and in fact, it's actually private citizens providing the cash.
That's good to know.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Paige. We
Thank you.
appreciate your continued support and leadership of this program.
Thank you.
You've been at the helm of this program for how long now?
I've been actually doing this position for about 3 years.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great job. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for coming in.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing what you have to share with us next time. And this is what's happening with Crime Stoppers, Wayne County.
All right, hope you enjoyed those interviews there. I want to remind you that this afternoon at 4:30 in courtroom number 1 on the 3rd floor of the Wayne County Courthouse, there will be an unveiling of a portrait of our late Sheriff Kerry Winders. And the portrait will hang here in the courthouse, but the event this afternoon will be in the courtroom number 1, and it's open to the public. Everyone's invited to attend. Hope you're able to
that's
do
very
so.
nice.
Yes,
Very nice.
It's a beautiful portrait.
Well, we're thrown a little bit off by the Martin Luther King holiday. We typically have our city council meetings on Monday nights.
Okay, yes, you do.
But tonight we will be holding our city council meeting, and it will be at 5 o'clock. We'll have our regular work session over in City Hall in the Annex building. And then at 7 o'clock we'll have our traditional regular meeting at 7 o'clock in City Council Chambers, which is in Historic City Hall. So tonight is our City Council meeting, 5 o'clock and then 7 o'clock.
Okay, that's tonight then.
That's right. And this
Well,
morning you
and-
all have...
and being Tuesday, yeah, we have our meeting this morning. The Wayne County Commissioners,
That's
Board of
right.
Commissioners will have their meeting this morning with a briefing beginning at 8 o'clock on the 4th floor of the courthouse in the commission chambers. And then the regular meeting itself begins at 9. And of course, these are all open meetings, and you are open and welcome to come and visit and sit as long as you like. 8 o'clock for the briefing, 9 o'clock for the regular meeting, and hope you're able to attend. And if you're not able to attend, the meetings, the commissioner meetings will be shown on this channel at later on this evening and later in the week.
And so will the City Council meeting.
And so
Very
will the
good.
City Council meeting. Very
That's
good.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
All right.
Well, this Friday night and Saturday night, the Paramount is booked with 2 totally different types of events happening.
I was booked once.
Were you?
Yes.
Don't tell us about it. On Friday night, they have the Black Violin, which is a fantastic group, and there's a link so you can see a little bit of their performance on the Paramount's website at goldsboroparamount.com. But Black Violin this Friday night, January 23rd. Then on Saturday night, We have the Miss Goldsboro Scholarship Pageant that'll be taking place at 7 o'clock. You can get tickets to both of these events at GoldsboroParamount.com on their website. You can pick them up at their box office, or you can give them a call and do it by phone. So there's 3 different opportunities to get tickets. Friday night, the Black Violin, and that is a part of the Performing Arts Series with the Paramount Theater.
Oh, boy.
And then Saturday night is the Miss Goldsboro Pageant. Love to have you there. Come and support these 10 young ladies who are vying for the title of Miss Goldsboro 2015.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
I can't believe it. Just
It's
gone
here.
that quick. I know.
Hadn't it just flown by?
It has. It really has.
I know.
Well, guess who's having a birthday today?
Who?
No, you have to guess. That's right.
Yeah.
No, wait. It's Artie Johnson having a birthday today. You remember Laugh-In on TV?
Yes, I do.
He's best known for that. He's done some movies, but he's a very funny man. He's 86 years today,
Oh, wow.
Artie Johnson is. Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. He was Love at First Bite and Evil Tunes. He's done all that stuff. Astronaut Buzz Aldrin, the second man to step on the face of the moon, having a
Yes.
birthday today. He turns 85.
Wow, happy birthday.
Yes, indeed. He's also, of course, a tremendous human being, a great American. 85, Buzz Aldrin today. Carol Heiss, the skater, is 75 today, bless her heart. Lorenzo Lamas.
Oh, yes, I remember him.
Now, you remember Lorenzo Lamas.
Yes, I do.
He's Falcon Crest, of course, Renegade,
Yes,
Bad Blood, and all that. He's 57 today. Stacey Dash is an actress. She's in the TV show Clueless, Moving, Mo Money, Renaissance Man, a bunch of other stuff. Stacey Dash is 49. Melissa Rivers.
Absolutely. Joan's daughter.
That's right. That's Joan, the late Joan Rivers' daughter. She and Joan were so
Close.
funny and close.
Very
Yes,
close. Mother and daughter team.
Tragic story there, but Melissa having a birthday today. She's 47 years. And one of my favorite entertainers of all time. There will never be another George Burns.
Oh, wow, I agree.
He was born this day in 1896, and Nathan Birnbaum out of New York City. What a great human being.
Wow. Wow. Happy birthday
Still
to
love
each and
him.
every one of
Yes,
you.
indeed. And
Wow,
including
my
George
goodness. Yep, that's right.
Burns. I guess that's it, right?
I
All
believe
right.
it is. That's
All
all
right.
for today. We'll be
That's
back Wednesday morning, bright and early.
So we'll see you then, Wednesday morning, bright and early, here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.